What's up, guys? If you didn't see, Blizzard posted huge updates for Season of Discovery Phase 2. Honestly, this is the biggest update I have ever seen from Blizzard on Season of Discovery, and there's a ton to unpack. But for this video, we're going to take a look at the raid and dungeon information released by Blizzard, as well as my thoughts on these updates. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm Java Monkey J. Let's get into it.
Hello there. Thank you, Lenny, for that introduction. I'm Tim Jones, the assistant lead game designer on World of Warcraft Classic, and it's my pleasure to talk to you more, give you a sneak peek at Gnomeregan, the second level up raid in Season of Discovery, and the raid content that you'll be participating in at level 40 in Phase 2. Let's get into it. So much like Blackfathom Deeps, Gnomeregan will be a 10-player raid. There will be 6 bosses. There were originally 5 bosses in
over 102 items.
Dark Iron Ambassador, so there's one more new boss.
Holy crap! More than 3 times the number of epics that BFD had. So BFD had 3, so there's going to be 9. Wow, that's insane.
Fought before, and of course redesigns from the ground up on all of the other bosses. So brand new experience overall. A ton of new rewards and items, more epics than we had in Blackfathom Deeps, with more sources, different bosses than just the last 2 bosses dropping those. New item sets for classes to pursue. The quests and rewards have been brought up to level 40, and there's a brand new profession quest chain that leads into a pretty deep opportunity for people to find materials and craft a lot of really cool and powerful items. Josh will get into that more down the line.
Sick, man. So I'm kind of upset that it's still 10-player. The major problem with 10-player raids is that big guilds are having like a lot of issues, like setting up like 7 different raids to go into BFD. And you lose in 10-player raids, you lose a lot of like support classes to the game because like there's no reason to take a support class because there's just not enough room to fit it. Like right now, melee cleave is really, really popular. So you kind of take your melee cleave group and you basically want to take like 2 of them because it's so powerful. If there was a 25-man raid, potentially like spell cleave would actually be viable because you can have enough characters to fit into an additional like group to actually like beef out and have like a really good spellcaster group. Like you could run like Boomkin and S-Priest and like a support is a true support warlock, and then you can throw in a mage and then like a Destro warlock, and that group could like really, really pump in like a 25-man group. But just because it's 10-man, there's just not enough room to kind of like add in the additional support characters that don't perform as well as melee characters for a like spell group to like really work. So I really wish it was 25 players, but 10-man, like whatever, it'll be super easy probably. So that's what they're going for.
To find materials and craft a lot of really cool and powerful items. Josh will get into that more down the line. But some of the play spaces have had some changes. For people who aren't familiar with the Grubbus and Chomber encounter, you might notice that there are some radiation vents that weren't here. Those will perhaps play a part in this encounter. Crowd Pummeler is now in a different part of the instance. I wonder what kind of mechanic, something that punches you really hard, might have to do with being on a platform above a pit of death. Who knows?
Oh no!
There's a lot of excited onlookers ready for you to take on this robot.
Very cool.
And Psychothermoplug, last boss of the instance, may have added some additional.
This is completely different. Look at this. Wow.
Mechanical suits with different properties to his arsenal, and you'll have to face off against those as
multi-phase.
Getting into a preview of the exciting loot. There's some nods to old items. I think that one people will notice is the automatic crowd pummeler. No longer will you have to get
oh my gosh, look at this. Plus 69 attack power and cat, bear, and dire bear forms only. That's so big. That's so big for them. And it stays a druid. Does this stay a druid exclusive item? Like, does the plus attack power happen for anybody else as well? Offhand, plus 14. Oh, the Necronomicon. Okay, so this is going to replace. This is going to be a good substitute for your main hand and your offhand, and actually like replace like the staff if you never got the staff. Wow, these are some really good items. Oh, the chicken. They have the chicken in a trinket now. That's super cool too. And then plus 5 to fist weapons and plus 5 to maces. Is this going to make like a mace build or fist weapon build actually viable for someone? That's crazy. This is some really cool loot, man. That's going to be so... They might as well just made this purple. This is going to be incredibly big for druids. Wow. Increase your attack speed by 50% for 3 seconds. That's insane. Wow, look at this tank trinket. Increases armor by 1,000, but movement speed is reduced by 60%. That's huge. This is going to be mandatory on a meta warlock. You're going to have like almost like 75% damage reduction from this. Wow, that's insane.
you'll be able to pick up one and then use it over and over again with the cooldown. So hopefully that's a great quality of life improvement.
Yeah,
there's also some fun items that you can pick up. The Trog Transfigurator 3000, little Orb of Deception style transforming into a Trog.
It's so cool too that they're adding these like it's so cool they're adding these like not really useful trinkets, but they do cool things. Like this has always been a really cool thing in WoW. Like adding the collector, like right now there's not really like a whole lot of items to collect. So adding these collector items that aren't really impactful to like your damage are super freaking cool because some people love this stuff. This is so big.
Agriar's Whimsical World Warper. Play around with it, see where it takes you in the world.
Very cool.
And some fun cosmetic items as well.
Hell yes, dude. Look at these. That's so fucking cool. Radiant Ray Reflectors. That's so awesome, man. Cool cosmetic items. I love it. I love it. I really hope these get put on like a challenging boss that's actually like semi-difficult to get down. And that way these items are actually like a little bit rare. And it gives you an incentive to go actually try and kill like a challenging boss. And not like get loot out of it because like gatekeep, like don't gatekeep other people out of like good loot on a hard boss, but like adding the hard boss factor. Like that's super. I hope that they do that.
Here's a look at our set items. You can see that some set items actually have specific set bonuses for...
Okay, so let's see where they're going with these. So for the plate, this is obviously going to be for like your paladins, your warriors, etc. Improve the chance to get a critical strike with melee and range attack and with spells by 1%. Okay, so that's like a catch-all. That's pretty cool. I wish they would have put like intellect here or something. Or maybe this has something to do with like the way that they're going to change paladins, where they actually want to where they're actually going to want to like weave in heals and stuff. Improve hit chance, attack power, and defense. That's kind of cool. Okay. So you're not going to have to change your armor sets. There's not going to be like a tank specific armor set. That's fine. Hyper conductive robes, big armor. Okay. I don't really care about the spirit. Increased damage. And wow. Okay. That's pretty big. That's a lot of spell power on a chest. Well, actually, I guess it's not, because I guess the like Cindercloth robes are going to be plus 26. So you're probably still going to run those. Improve your chance to hit with spells with melee and range attacks by 1%. Okay, cool. So hopefully there's not like boots for the armor set. That way you can keep the cloth armor boots here. But chance on spellcast to increase your damage and healing by up to 40 for 10 seconds. I am not a fan of these RNG procs. They're kind of annoying for parsing and stuff. So I'm not really a big fan of that, but cool. It's going to actually give you a good reason to maybe... Yep, so they do have the boots here. So it is going to give you that interesting choice of like, okay, well, either I'm going to take the hit or I'm going to get the RNG. I'm going to be the RNG god and get tons and tons of damage and attack power, or damage and spell power. Okay. Let's look at the chainmail now too. Great stats for a hunter. Wow. Improves your chance to get a critical strike with melee. Okay, so they get plus crit. That's cool. I wish they would have gave us some plus crit here. Like, we don't get any crit on chest. Hopefully we get some crit on like legs or like boots or something. Because if not, this isn't going to be really that great. Besides like an RNG set or maybe 2% hit. I don't know how good 2% hit would be. Your attacks have a 5% chance of restoring 100 mana. This is a really cool set for hunter for sure.
Some classes. And we also have tokens now that will drop instead of having a gigantic loot list that contains all of the set pieces.
Man. If you don't know, in BFD, like you could have the same loot drop off, like all of the entire all the set pieces could drop off all the bosses basically. So by having a token, you actually don't have to worry about getting the same freaking set piece over and over again and no one being able to use it. You can get a token. You can go pick like what you want to get. That's super
big. And you're getting frustrated if the same set piece drops for a different class every week. We've introduced set piece tokens that can be used by everyone for a specific piece of your armor. So you can pick whoever loots the boot token will be able to turn that in.
This is also going to be super big for like splits and stuff. Like you can set people based off what they need for their splits. Like, oh well, this person needs like a boots token, a chest token, or like a leg token for their last piece. Okay, we're gonna put them in this group, and then you can kind of space them out like one person for each token in the group. That's big. That's super big.
To a vendor to redeem it for their set piece boots. With Gnomeregan, there's a couple updates that we're making to dungeons. The first of which are the addition of...
Wait. From this dungeon update, I really, really, really want to see the Wrath of the Lich King mechanic introduced, where you get to where stuns get to happen on if you have a mob active for a certain amount of time, it gains the ability to be able to stun and knock you down. That way mages can't farm these dungeons like they can right now and ruin the economy.
Quality of life skill books. These are skill books that have a chance to drop off of certain creatures in 5-man
Wow.
dungeons, and they add significant quality of life spells.
Oh my gosh. So paladins aren't gonna have 5-minute buffs anymore. They might have like 30-minute buffs now or 10-minute buffs. That's freaking awesome, dude. Manual of redirect. So I'm assuming this is a combo point mover from one target to the next. That's sick. I don't know what totem projection is.
To your arsenal that don't take up a rune slot. So we're excited for people to get their hands on these, and hopefully these
as
solve
well as a
some
few other
problems
surprises
that players have been facing, such as short aura durations
yeah,
with paladin blessings, totem control as shaman, rogues being able to have a spell that allows them to manipulate what target their combo points are on, as well as many, many others that we're excited for players to find when they jump into Phase 2. And I'd like to pass off the presentation to Nora to talk more about rune abilities.
Bro, so far, Phase 2 news, absolute W, man. This is sick.
Thank you very much.